Cheers. Buck Egypt. Okay, well, I'm a Buck Egypt. Anybody who would agree to do this would probably be a Buck Egypt as well. Okay, well, my name is Christian Green. I'm a final year film and theatre making student, and this is my introduction to the slang of Northern Ireland. Keep her lit. Okay, that'll be one you'll hear a lot if you come to Queen's or if you spend a lot of time out in the evenings in Belfast enjoying yourself. But keep her lit is really just keep going, but that can be used in many different instances. So if you're at a sporting event, you might hear somebody shout, keep her lit, son, which just means keep going, you're doing well. Or if you're on a night out and you're out with a group of friends and somebody's having a few beverages, they'll say keep her lit, and that is in a less positive sense, but they really just mean keep doing what you're doing because you're having a good time and you're doing the right thing, so keep her lit. We, it's highly involved in our regional dialect. So we'll say we when we shouldn't say we, but we say we a lot, like I just did right there. But we technically means small, but usually it doesn't mean small, especially if someone says, oh, let's go for a wee meal or have a wee drink. If they say wee drink, they don't mean a wee drink. Technically it means small, but we use it for everything. Like you go for a wee walk, you could go out for a wee stroll, or you go out for a wee pint. But as I said, it doesn't mean small at all, but that is technically what it means. Foundered. Okay, well, I was on campus yesterday from 9 to 6 o'clock, and by the time I got home, I was absolutely foundered. So foundered is whenever you're past tiredness. Foundered is whenever you feel like you're dead on your feet. So really, it's just, it means you're just really, really tired.
To me, that's cold.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, there's multiple meanings then. Okay, well, technically, the word foundered means you're freezing, so you're very cold. Crack. Okay, well, crack's a wee bit like we. Crack would be a word that we probably use far too often in Northern Ireland, but ultimately crack just means fun. So if somebody says, oh, he's good crack, or let's have a bit of crack, it doesn't mean anything risque, it just means let's have a good time. So yeah, really it just means fun, but it can be used in many different ways. Like if someone says, what's the crack, even though the word means fun, they don't mean what is the fun, they mean what's going on. So crack is quite a confusing word, but really it just means if you say someone is good crack or let's have a bit of crack, it just means let's have a good time or they are a good time. Melter. Okay. Well, someone who is good crack is not a melter. A melter is a person who is the counterweight of the person who is good crack. The melter is that one friend that everybody has who thinks he is good crack, but really he is just a melter. Dead on, okay. So if somebody is good crack, if someone is good fun to have around, they are dead on. Dead on really just means that they're spot on, as you might say in England, but it just means that they're dead on. There's no way of describing it, really. Scundered. I'm quite posh as far as Northern Irish goes because I'm from North Down, okay? So scundered in North Down may be very different from scundered in East or West Belfast. Depending on where you're from in Northern Ireland, this one, as I've just found out, can have multiple meanings. But scundered can mean annoyed, just annoyed or embarrassed. If you're coming to Queen's and if you're coming to Belfast, all I can say is good luck, first and foremost, at adopting the many different terms and colloquialisms of Northern Irish slang. But ultimately, these are words which might seem difficult, but honestly, you'll adopt them like the plague. Like, you'll just start using them and you won't even realize. Like, if you don't know what something means, feel free just to ask, because we're all here to help. And like, even for me, coming from a different town to coming up to Queen's, as I found out today, some of these words do not mean what I thought they meant. So anybody can make mistakes, so do not be intimidated whatsoever. There are certain words that you'll just start using naturally, like they'll just sneak into your vocabulary. So all the best, and my name's Christian, and that's my introduction to Northern Irish slang.